Hello everyone, happy Saturday. It's a gorgeous looking day outside. It's a little bit cold, but hey, Minnesota will probably get a lot colder before we hit spring again, right? Anyway, so what I'm thankful for today is my health. I was making my shake earlier today and I was taking my supplements and so forth, and I was thinking how grateful I am for my health and for all the things that are out there now to help us. I mean, really, we have no excuse to not be healthy because there's so many good things out there. I mean, the junk food that I get to eat is organic, healthy, sweet potato chips, or things with, the best stuff that we can have, organic chocolate or, organic wine. And, but like even today, and I'm not selling anything, but like I do isogenic shakes. And I mean, there's so many other, there's a gazillion things out there that you can take to make your body better, right? And I am fully aware that if I don't feel good on the inside physically, then it will show on the outside as well. And it affects every area of our lives, right? So that being said, I am super glad for my health. The thought for today, I was thinking, I do Audible books, and I think I've mentioned before that I love to read. And I do a lot of that to help me pursue my goals and to think better and to learn and, just to achieve all that I possibly can while I'm here on this earth, right? And so one of the things that I love to do is listen to Audible while I'm getting ready or doing something like that. And Audible is, if you don't know what it is, it's just thank you. Happy New Year's to you too. You guys' comments, I'm sorry, it messes me up a little bit. So but I love to listen to different Audible books, and if you get their app, on your phone, you can get a membership for like 12 or 16 bucks a month, and then they you get like 2 credits. So it's basically 2 free books a month to listen to. So it's really easy. So if you want to check this out, but one book I wanted to mention is a book called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, and I was listening to her again today. And this is another must-have book. It's an amazing book. Again, her name is Mel Robbins, Melrobbins, and her book is called The 5-Second Rule. She's one of the most sought-after speakers, and she's super down-to-earth and crass. You'll love her. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about if you believe in fateful situations, or if you believe that your silent prayers are actually being answered, whether they're good or bad. And I was thinking about it. I was listening to her today, and I got a little teary because I was thinking all the different times, especially in the last couple of years, how the different situations that I've come up against, in some of them desperate situations, and how I didn't even voice my exact, please send to this person or please send this amount of money, that answers had come in those respects. And I want to just give a couple of quick examples, one of them being this book by Mel Robbins. And she, the day, I remember this was like a while back, and I was in bed, and I didn't want to get out of bed because situations were mounting on all fronts, and I was very weary of fighting. And I looked at but I always continued to read. I always continued to listen to stuff online, sometimes just to get out of bed or whatever, to make it through the night to sleep or whatever. And I remember looking at my phone, and I thought, and I saw that there was to renew my Audible app. So I did that, and I saw this Facebook thing on my phone about Mel Robbins. I had never heard of her before. I never seen her before. And I looked at this post, and I just kind of looked at her, and it said that she was the most sought after speaker, blah, blah, blah. And she had this, program to sell. And I'm like, shit, I'm not spending any money right now, and blah, blah, blah. I don't need one more thing to, nothing's helping, all this kind of inside stuff, right? Inside conversation that wasn't very positive. Well, then within that next half hour, I went into, and that's when I saw my Audible, an email from them saying that you have another credit, go in and pick another book. So I went into and just clicked on the app, and the first book, because they always have suggestions that throw up your direction, like these might interest you. And so the first book that popped up was her book. the 5-second rule. And I get shivers when I think about it, because these kinds of situations happen all the time, and I love it. I love it because what it does, I mean, I clicked on it right away. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I clicked on it right away, and I read it, I gobbled it up, and it's hilarious, and it, of course, it implemented me greatly, it influenced me greatly, and I implemented what she suggested. And I absolutely, I love those situations, because it reminds me that God has me. Especially in those moments where you feel like you're by yourself and nobody understands, and you don't want to tell anybody because some situations are scary, or they're, it's easier to just go have a glass of wine and drink, our Tito's or whatever you drink, to get rid of them. And there's one other situation I wanted to share really quick, and that was briefly before that time, I was in a kind of a desperate situation that was growing for about 3 years. And I was at church, I remember serving coffee and donuts, and I was really new to this church. It's a huge church. It's a multi-site church. So I'm just a kind of I'm a mosquito that comes in and hangs out, right? And so I was just handing out coffee and donuts, and it was a busy morning, and I was just kind of, how you put on your happy face, and you really are trying to make the best of everything, right? But you've got all this pressure in the back of your mind, and that you're just trying not to deal with. And I remember this couple, actually it was just the husband, they're about 10 years older than me, and he came up to me and he's like, hi. And this was a couple that I knew dearly, and I hadn't seen them in about 4 or 5 years. And I looked at him, and he had this energy and this presence on him, and he just looked at me and he started talking, and I immediately knew in my spirit to talk to them, to ask them, and I just kind of and I just started crying a little bit right there in front of, nobody was really around at that point because it was in between services, but I just started crying, and I said, would you and your wife mind, would you consider talking to me, and I just need someone to pray with me and to give me some advice, and I don't know exactly what I need, and he said, absolutely. So he went and talked with his wife, and within a week later, the two of us started meeting about every week. Well, for sure we contacted every week, and they just prayed for me, and they listened to everything that was going on into my life. They gave me advice, and they didn't judge me, and they actually helped keep my head above water for the next probably 6 months. But that was a moment in time that I didn't expect, and it was like God just sent this man. I mean, it was a huge moment that I could have let slip by, because I could have been embarrassed by saying, I can't ask for help from anybody. I can't. But I didn't care. I was so desperate to, the prompting inside me made me do it. And so anyway, there's multiple stories like that have happened to me over the years, despite, of course, there's so many things that are bad that happen in some of our lives that we can say, well, where was God then? I don't have the answers to all of that, and I don't have all the answers to my questions either, but all I know is that he is definitely knows how to bless when he wants. He knows how to meet needs, and it's not over until the fat lady sings, right? We are created for eternity, and life is not over. If you are still alive and breathing today, then you still have purpose. There's still hope for everything, for dreams coming true. And I just want to encourage you in that. And if you could put down in the comments below what you're thankful for today, and then also if there's any stories that you can put in, briefly, just kind of put comments in there if you have questions about it or whatever. Honestly, it's we are in this together, and there is hope, and I'm excited about life, and I'm so grateful. Despite all of this stuff, and life is continually moving, and it's exciting. And again, 2019 is we're going to have an amazing year. So just be encouraged and keep your chin up, and have a great day, guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.